Now, a town there is taking matters into its own hands after residents raised some concerns about the state's new red flag law. The new law allows courts to order the temporary confiscation of firearms if a gun owner is ruled an extreme risk. That includes people making credible threats of violence against themselves or others. The people of Holton Township, concerned with the prospect of having their guns taken away by that simple law, took action. The board passed a resolution declaring Holton a Second Amendment sanctuary and creating a township militia. Joining us right now is Holton Township Supervisor Alan Jager. Alan, I want to say thank you for being here. This is a brave conversation to have, and I want you to know this is going to be a conversation, not an interrogation. I think a lot of people are probably curious about this, and I know people jump to judgment, especially when you talk about the Second Amendment, but here at NewsNation, we really want to have clarity on what this means. So why did it make sense to create a militia in your township?
Well, the problem with these laws are they are taken and they can go to a court almost anywhere and just come after us. We don't even get a chance for a due process. And what we would like to see is, being a militia, we have a right to have the ammunition, the guns needed to protect our town, protect our families. And what we want to do is make sure the due process works. So if they go to court, take your guns away, you can go in and say, I'm in a militia. I need to have these to do the protection that I need to do, and give them a fighting chance to get their guns back through due process. We just feel that, they can target us, and we don't want them to target us.
Is this stemming from conversations that have been brought up by Michigan's governor, Gretchen Whitmer? I mean, clearly this has been an ongoing conversation where people in Michigan have felt, not everybody, but certain people in Michigan have felt like her laws are extreme and that she's trying to infringe on people's individual rights.
Well, that's exactly what they're doing because of the due process issue. They're not only breaking the Second Amendment right by us all being able to have our guns, they're also breaking the Fifth Amendment right by us not having the due process. This is what this is all about. Give us a chance to fight for our guns before you come and take them away. Let me have a lawyer. Let me have people that can represent me. Let me go before a jury of my peers to say, I ain't insane. I might like to have guns. I might own 30 guns, but that don't mean I'm going to use them on anybody. I just want to have, I like guns.
Basically. Well, and to speak to those people, I've never owned a gun myself, but to speak to those people, I happen to grow up in a very rural area where people did a lot of hunting, and that was part of life there. Why would you need the kinds of weapons, these high caliber weapons? Is it because of a hunting culture? Is it just the mere, wording in the Second Amendment, which I'm going to read really quickly? A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That's the writing from the U.S. Constitution. Is it just taking that literally, or is it more culture that you're trying to protect?
I do think it's culture, but it's literal too. We've had this in our lives, all of our lives, but when it comes to protecting yourself, we need these things. And I don't know why anybody buys a certain kind of gun. I actually only own a couple of guns, mostly shotguns, because I don't carry guns one way or the other. But they have the right to have them. It doesn't matter whether it's high powered. I could care less if my neighbors have a bazooka. They're not killing anybody. They're not shooting anybody. No one in Holton wants anybody that's not law-abiding to have a gun. But I should have the right, if I want to go to a range or I want to go in my yard where I own enough land and shoot as much as I want, just about basically anything I want so as long as it's restricted to just so much.
Two more questions for you. I know my producers are wrapping me, but two more questions. One is, what would the militia do?
Well, first off, the militia isn't anything. You can be in it if you want. You don't have to be in it. We're not going to form. We're not going to do anything. This just gives you a fighting right in court. And it also tells the politicians, you're passing laws that there's a lot of people in this country don't think very much of. And please stop doing it and give us all a fair chance.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.